Welcome. This is RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real about real life. And here's your host, Maria.
Hello, welcome to Real Talk for real people. Let's talk.
Okay. So, what's the topic for tonight?
Oh, we're going to be talking about ships, dips, and lips.
Okay.
Ships, you know, the word relationship is like a ship. A ship it carries something. It carries supplies, it carries people, it carries equipment. That's what a ship does. And a ship can be impacted by its physical environment, the ocean or the river, the wind, the rain, and maybe even the sunshine. But guess what? Other ships are also impacted. That's why I said ships, relationship, partnership, friendships, apprenticeships. All these things can be impacted by your physical environment. And so ships, relationships, friendships, partnerships have dips. And your lips can affect those ships. Like he said, loose lips sink ships. That's what the military used to say in the Air Force. Loose lips sink ship. That means you gotta, when you have a friendship, you are privy to things in people in your friends' lives. And that means you cannot have loose lips. You got to be able to keep the confidence of the person that told it to you. Whether they told you, I've heard people say, I didn't know it was a secret. I didn't know. Come on, people, unless you are under 13, you should know. You should have a reasonable understanding of things you should not share with other people. Generally, what does your parents teach you? What do they always say? What happens in this house stays in this house. And what do your friends tell you when they go on vacation? What happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. Loose lips sink ships. Loose lips by being offensive in what you say to your relationship, your spouse, your husband, your wife. That it can sink ship. It can sink a marriage. You can be so hurtful and negative in your relationship that you start to dig, stab, and those are wounds. And wounds get scarred. If you try to heal them, they create scars. And those scars become permanent marks on people. That's also permanent marks on your emotion. Like you might have a husband, you gain weight after you had your baby. Oh, you so fat, you need to lose weight. He calling you fat, big, all kinds of negative. Oh, I don't like fat girls. I'm not attracted to big girls. I have known many women that have had their husband to say that, oh, you've gained so much weight, I'm just not attracted to you. Eventually, many times, those women go and seek somebody that do like big girls, because there's somebody for everybody. Someone that can appreciate what she brings to the table, to including those extra pounds. What they say about the weight. Now, I've heard many girls talk about their weight as big girls and saying, you know, how it can be, it's fun. You can't do anything with skins and bones. You're going to need a little cushion for the pushing, as they say. Not trying to be vulgar or anything. A little cushion for the pushing. So different strokes for different folks, but I tell you the truth. And anybody that's been in a relationship knows this, mature adults. Cushion is a lot better than bones. So again, talking about relationships, dips, and lips. In your relationships, even in your friendships, Your friend could be having a hard time in her marriage, and so she's trying to figure it out. So sometimes she doesn't get to call you as often, or her children are causing problems. So she's having a dip. Oh, girl, you don't want to call me anymore. Or she may have a health problem, or he may have a health problem, and they're trying to figure it out. Or they're going through a stage of divorce or a stage of depression because they just got fired from their job. They don't know where the next meal's coming from, and maybe don't want to ask for a handout, but just need a hand up. And so your relationship has taken a dip, even at work. Yes, at work. That type of ship. That takes dips too. You may find yourself, because of the economy, looking for a new job. That's a dip. And so you have to say that. And when you are on the job, being messy, that's your lips that's going to cause a dip in your paycheck. I'm going to talk a little bit more about different types of relationships. Like I said, I decided to have a little fun with ships because there's so many words that start with ship. We think of types of relationship like a professional relationship, employer-employee relationship, colleague, co-worker relationships, and all that. And what it all comes to is being connected to something. I believe Pavlov's hierarchy of needs, that little triangle, one part of it is feeling a part of something, being connected to something. I always say that that's the beauty of humanity. God made us that way. He said in Genesis 1:18, it's not good for man to be alone. You need some ships, and be okay with it taking dips. And you're going to have to shut your lips so you'll have less dips in the ships. What say you?
I think that's a creative way to look at it.
Yeah, I thought I'd have a little fun with it today, but being serious, while I am taking a little bit of liberty with the ships, what I'm really want people to know, whether it's partnerships, friendships, companionship, personal relationships, you gotta nurture those relationships the way and you gotta protect those relationships. When that relationship, whether it's a partnership, a friendship, a stewardship, any type of ship, if you own the ship, you gotta work to keep the ship afloat. When they take dips, and the way you do it is by not just checking your lips, but sometimes you got to speak a word in somebody's life. I have a friend at work, a work friend that's going through something, and it's quite traumatic. So I don't try to get up in that person's business, and I don't ask that person no more than that person want to tell me. I don't ask nothing. If they want to share, because I want to be a part of the solution, if not but for a little while, to put a little salve on whatever's going on, to know that better days are coming. No storm. Speaking of ships, no storm lasts forever. Jesus rebuked the wind, and he said, peace, peace be still. He rebuked the wind because the ship was tossing and turning. And sometimes in our lives, we toss and turn. And that ship we call life. And we have to speak the word like Jesus said, and command the storm to stop and say, peace, be still. And that peace is in your mind, because if your mind is at peace, everything else doesn't matter. Everything else going to be affected by, hey, I don't have a job, but God provides. Okay, I don't have my spouse anymore, but God provides. My best friend decided she didn't want to be my best friend anymore. God provides. There's a season and a reason for everything. Thank you for the season. There's a reason. Maybe what we had to contribute to this journey called life, that time is ended. Blessings and blessing release. I bless you. I release you. Ships, dips, and lips. Oh, you have any comments?
No, I'm just listening. I think that, like you said, that was a very good way to kind of link all those things because they all are related, like you said.
Yes, they are related. Exactly. And it is the human condition, but in a beautiful way. Human connections are very beautiful because, you know, many people don't know this on a conscious level. And I want people to know this. Your greatest happiness will be on the ship. Let's say that again. Let me say that again. Your greatest happiness will come from ships, friendships, relationships, partnerships, stewardship. Now, you would say, what does stewardship have to do with it? Stewardship is a term that extends beyond human relationship to encompass our responsibility towards finances, towards the environment, towards our community. And that would bring us happiness. You know, when I'm around, let's talk about the environment. I kind of consider myself a tree hugger at one point because I cared about the earth. I cared about reducing the carbon imprint that we have on the earth. And I still care. But I've learned some things, but I still care. I'm not a tree hugger anymore because I've gotten older and I've gotten wiser. But I feel and I know that we humans have a responsibility to the earth, not to destroy the earth, to do our part in taking care of the earth and not taking all of its resources where it can't give to us anymore because we have given nothing to it. We just take and take. And that's about stewardship. As you begin to plant a tree, do you know the beauty of planting a shrubbery, a tree, and watching it grow? Is that stewardship. Do you know the happiness that comes from being a good steward of your finances? People, get your finances together. And the way you do that, just a quick, short in and out on that, because I'm not a financial guru or anything, but basic things a woman of a certain age have learned. If you can't do anything else, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, he said, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, what did he say? If you can't walk? If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, swim. Mm-hmm. Do something. Jump. And taking care of your finances, the best way to do it is to know how much you are spending. Know what it costs. You're not like, oh, I'm going to restrict this. I'm going to restrict that. Don't restrict nothing yet. Don't change nothing. But one thing at a time. Change your stewardship by knowing. Just start writing down, putting it somewhere where you can go back and look. What are my true expenses? Now you're like, oh, I'm going to stop eating out. No, you're not. And you might need that for a mental health break. But once you do know what your expenses are, what they all are, maybe you can find places to reduce, not stop, to reduce. I've learned that being so harsh, oh, I'm going to be on a budget, I'm going to restrict this. Most people are not successful at that. But once you first, before you start reducing, know where you are. You can't get to New York or to California if you don't know where you are. You might already be in California. You might already be in New York. The next part, the little second part to it, once you know what your expenses are, you not got to know what kind of funding, what you bring, your paycheck, your side hustle, you know, whatever funding that you get, know what your income. And it's not just income. People give you stuff, whatever funding. whatever helps you with your finances, know about what is that. It can be an inheritance. It can be that your parents give you money every month to help you out, about $200-300 a month. Some people parents do. Some people parents give them $1,200 a month to help them along the way. If you're a college student, part of your money, you work part-time, you get your Pell Grant. Some people even get student loans, which I say be very wary of getting loans that you might not be able to pay back. But if you have to, you can do it. But also, you got to know, even as a college student, what you're bringing in, what you're taking out. And that is basic stewardship of your finances. And again, they will take a dip. Once you graduate college, you might not have a job. Not everybody have a job once they graduate college. So your finances would take a dip. And you got to use your lips to apply for jobs, to interview for jobs. So again, we're talking about ships, dips, and lips. Thank you, my friends. Hope to see you next time. Real talk for real people.
Okay, that's it for RiaTalk. Please leave your comments and compliments below or on our Instagram account at RiaRealTalk. Also, remember to like, follow, and subscribe to RiaTalk, and we will see you next week.